Welcome here for today's final at Grit 2026. I'm Kai Antic here on the call for BC Sports TV as we get set for the gold medal game here. And we have an issue with the score clock, so less suspense here. I'm Kai Antic with BC Sports TV here on the call. George Para, cameraman extraordinaire, is to my left. You won't hear him, but I will, and I will replay everything he says. Unless it is making fun of me, then he says I'm the best. So thanks, George. You all have to agree with George now. Anyway, we're getting set here for the opening draw. Finally here between Poland and the Ridge Meadows Ravens. These two teams both undefeated, but it will fall down to one of them facing defeat here. Ridge Meadows. Stewart. That shot stopped by Schmidt. And it'll be back Debbie Phillips across for Skylar McKenzie. That will be stopped there by Olivia Schmidt. Schmidt, a big part in Poland only getting 2 goals against yesterday in their semifinal matchup against W Box. Ridge Meadows. Stewart bouncing in and she scores. We have our first goal here of the final championship game. And who else but Megan Stewart to make it 1-0 for the Ridge Meadows Ravens. And of course, right in front of the crease is where she'll make her mark to get the scoring started here this afternoon. Stewart with her 13th goal of the tournament. Now Ridge Meadows still with the pressure. Tiana Bikic is taken down by multiple bodies in white and red. And Stewart once again with the ball. She'll get that across to Caitlin Walker. Another key offensive player here for Ridge Meadows, and that's a hard hit in the corner there. Ball will come back the other way for Poland. Taking it is Parker Willishaw. Up for Rylan Hills, who's second in points only to her teammate Cam DePaiva, who has 40 headed into this game. 19 goals, 21 assists, and there she is trying to get number 20 for her goals. Rylan Hills, 20 goals, 11 assists. As Skylar McKenzie with the ball for the Ravens. McKenzie across for Walker, who shoots just wide of the net of Schmidt. Debbie Phillips. She has some power in that stick, but the pass through to Skylar McKenzie is stopped by Schmidt. And a 10-second violation, so some early pressure here for the Ridge Ravens. They're already up 1-0. And there's a interference call there, so it'll head back the other way for Poland. As Beth Langstorm will get it up to Rylan Hills. Hills over to Brooke Huber, another powerful stick, but that one will bounce off the backboards and out of play. And is picked up by Bikic for the Ravens. She's got some speed. She cuts past Belarchik. Now under pressure, but still out there for the Ravens. And Stewart trying to get the ball there is Panka. That's sailed across the zone, and it's picked up there by Toms for Poland. Two number 14s battling there as Stewart is in there as well, and it's taken away by Paige Bell. Bell across. Panka is stopped by Schmidt. Trying to gather the rebound is Stewart, or Walker rather. Santucci, what a great rebound. And what a great goal that would have been, but still, if Olivia Schmidt able to keep the deficit to 1 for her team. The only goal so far coming from Megan Stewart for the Ravens, and we'll have our first penalty. Our bronze game did not have any penalties in it, which 60 minutes through very competitive, finals, women's box lacrosse. No penalties between W Box and Goalie Factory. And on the other side, Olivia Schmidt getting some of her equipment fixed up, helped along by the tournament's leading scorer outright, Cam DePaiva. And we'll reset the shot clock there for the Ravens. And it'll be Walker, and she'll score to make it 2-0. A great chance there early on this power play gets the Ravens an early 2-0 lead over Poland here in this championship Sunday. A great shot there from Walker. Olivia Schmidt not easy to beat, but here in just over the first 5 minutes and 10 seconds, she's been beaten twice, and not much has been tested against Ella Friesen in net for Poland. And there's a penalty for cross-checking here. This time it'll go against the Ravens, so an opportunity for Poland to get on the board. Headed to the box is Molly-Ann Makita. And so just 17 seconds after it was 2-0 on the power play for the Ridge Ravens, we'll see if Poland can get on the board on their own power play. Job across to Huber. Huber opts for DePaiva. That's stopped by Friesen. She'll hold on to it, and Ridge Meadows will try and get it out off the stick of Reagan McKenzie. She's checked, though, by Belarchik, and that's a 10-second violation. The ball will head back down the turf, though, over to Schmidt. Schmidt will send that up to Kaylee Job. Whistle goes. Still early days on this power play for Poland. Kaylee Job over to Brooke Huber. Huber to Cam DePaiva. She drops it. DePaiva will pick it back up off the turf. Avery Belarchik That's up along the boards. Back to Belarchik. She shoots again, and Friesen able to make that stop with her shoulder and drop it into her own stick. As Stewart gets it up and through. Racing forward there, Skylar McKenzie, but it is stopped there by Schmidt. A good shorthanded opportunity for the Ravens. Picked back up by McKenzie. She'll toss that over to Phillips and head to the bench. Debbie Phillips behind the Poland net. She's checked by a couple of bodies in white sweaters. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock here. A big hit there on Phillips. Up high. Playing on, though, here is Cam DePaiva, who passes that to Kaylee Job. Job across to DePaiva. Back to Huber. Her shot stopped by Friesen, and racing back the other way is Bickick. She'll wait for changes to be made. Power play over. So the Ravens 1 for 1 of the power play and penalty kill here. Still in the first quarter of this championship game at 2026 Grit as Walker tries that chance, but be back in front. Walker again, and that's stopped by Schmidt to reset the shot clock for the Ravens. And it'll be an interference call headed the other way, so DePaiva will pick it up in the corner and try and bring it through for Poland, still looking for their first goal of the game. Poland, a high-scoring team. 3 of the top 5 scorers in this tournament thus far are from Poland, and there is point number 32 for Ryland Hills. As we'll get a look here, right in front, just goes up and over the shoulder there of Friesen. And also Friesen is one of our behind the net cams. Apologies. And so we'll head back to this one. 2-1 now in this championship final game between the Ridge Meadows Ravens and Poland. It's out in front, but it's through the crease there, so Polish ball back the other way. DePaiva over to Hills. Back to Huber. That shot took a deflection. I think it hit DePaiva based on how she's wincing through the Ravens' end. Joins in the forecheck deep in the corner, though it'll be turned back to the Ravens here with the buzzer on the shot clock. Pass up through to Stewart. Megan Stewart twisting her stick every which way to try and find an opportunity. Ryan Jaber, though, with the heavy check there. Poland will get the ball out of that one. It'll be up for Hills. Poland's now gaining some momentum. Just so under 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Belarchik drops the ball and is hounded by a couple of the Ridge Meadows defenders. It's picked up by Hess. Marion Hess waits for her team to make a pass, and that will be a back over there as Hess was not far over the center line, and racing through is Cam DePaiva, but it's knocked out of her stick. Great chance there for the Ravens defensively, and coming back the other way now is Makita. Molly-Ann Makita gets it over to Dunnett. That on net finds the corner. Megan Stewart across, can't find Ashley Lesser. Stewart, 5 seconds to shoot. She'll shoot right on target on Schmidt, but it'll fall right in front of Jaber. And great pass there up to Hills. And Hills waiting for her teammates to set up. 10 seconds left to shoot. It's back over for Huber to Job. Behind the net is Belarchik. She goes for the dunk goal, but she ended up in the crease, so it'll be back for Ridge Meadows possession here. Vaughn will lob that through, but the pass doesn't connect to Panka, and now coming back is Vegan. She's run into hard there by Panka, and it will be a penalty as well. So Poland, they didn't get the goal on the power play, but they're gaining some momentum here, and now they're headed back to the power play. They're 0 for 1 thus far, but still in the first quarter here, 3:39 to go. Job to Huber, over to DePaiva, down for Belarchik, and that's stopped by Friesen. Big stop there. Belarchik has to pick it up off the turf. Up and over to Kaylee Job to Huber. Back to Job. Job trying for the hard pass over to Belarchik, but that doesn't quite make it. And Reagan McKenzie fighting with Cam DePaiva for the ball. Hills gets there first before Stewart, and then she's hit hard by DePaiva. Hard up high. Stewart gets back to her feet. And she'll head off to applause here from the crowd and her bench as DePaiva will head to the penalty box. She'll sit for 2, or at least a minute 19 of 4-on-4. I appreciate Cam DePaiva's ingenuity when it comes to sitting in the penalty box. We've seen that a couple times throughout this tournament, as that's a shot from Walker that gets deflected along to the wall. Caitlin Walker. Stewart also usually out here in the offensive zone for the Ravens, but taking a rest on the bench. Still very much into it though, as it'll be pushed back, and Jaber through to Hills. Hills being watched there by Hess. Hills. Huber over to Belarchik. Back to Huber. Hess. Keeping an eye there on her. Hills, that pass doesn't quite connect, and the Ravens will run out. The loud stick against board collisions you'll hear are for the great stops there. Reminder, there's still 4-on-4, and in a couple of seconds here, they'll be on the power play with Hills controlling possession, though. Now a power play for Ridge Ravens. They're 1 for 1, but there's only another 30 seconds to go, and 10 seconds of that will be likely knocked off the clock here by Poland. Hills opting at the last second to shoot, so 20 seconds now left in this power play with Cam DePaiva in the box, and Bianca Santucci Getting that across for Skylar McKenzie. Walker to Stewart. Stewart trying to send that in front, got cut off and cleared down the turf, and out of the box comes DePaiva. Friesen got to it first though, and she's able to get it up to Stewart. Jaber tried to make a play there, but instead it gets over, and Schmidt, what a save. 40 seconds to go now. Poland trying to get a very late goal in this first quarter. It's over to Hales. Hales in front for DePaiva. She's alone. That's stopped by Friesen. It was in her knee pad, but still stays out of the net. Crucial. And now back the other way. A bit of chaos here in the later stages of this first quarter. Reagan McKenzie still with the ball on her stick, gets it through to Paige Bell. What a pass. Bell in front. Schmidt makes the save. She'll pick that ball up in the crease. Still a live ball, of course, there, and it's knocked down by Hales. She'll run into Stewart, and that will be it through 15 minutes. Ridge Ravens 2, Poland 1. You're watching Grit 2026 Finals on BC Sports TV. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back here for the second quarter between the Ridge Ravens and Poland. Ravens with the 2-1 lead. They have goals from Megan Stewart, and then on the power play it was Caitlin Walker. Early on it was the Ravens with the bulk of the possession and chances, but since then Poland have really been taking it to the team in blue. That pass doesn't quite connect, and it's onto the stick there of Sarah Britton. Britain can't find DePaiva. DePaiva across. Avery Belairchik going for the low shot. She's had some success with that this tournament. And DePaiva stopped by Friesen. I'm Kai Antic here on the call. 2026 Grit Championship game as that'll be lobbed down the field by Bell to Dunnett. Now out there is Megan Stewart. Stewart, who opened the scoring for the Ravens. Shot, that's stopped by Schmidt. And again, Schmidt making some incredible saves here to keep her team within a goal. Once again, I'm Kai Antic here on the call for BC Sports TV. To my left, operating the camera is cameraman extraordinary, who just got that great shot of Brooke Huber as she ties this game early in the second quarter. And Poland with some fire in the matchup of the bird logos. Poland's an Eagle, Ridge Meadows Ravens. Obviously a Raven, as that one goes through Friesen, and we are back at level. So the Ravens had a 2-0 lead. Poland made it 2-1, 8 minutes in, and then now it is 2-2 as Ridge Meadows gets Skylar McKenzie sends it through to Caitlin Walker. Walker waiting for an option. Bianca Santucci trying to get past Jaber. That's in front for Bell, but that'll be stopped by Schmidt. Schmidt sends that down. Sarah Britton tried to find Willishaw there, but it's grabbed instead by the Ravens and Tiana Bikic. Bianca Santucci now. That pass almost intercepted by Hills. It'll get back to Stewart. Phillips getting it over to Penka, and cutting off that pass is Rylan Hills. She opened the scoring for Poland. Can she give her team the lead? And no, she can't. Great back check there by Walker. And there she tries again, and she does! It is 3-2 from Poland. They come back from a 2-goal deficit. And Rylan Hills once again getting her team on the board. There's barely any space for her to shoot. She's basically level with the goal line there. I'm not sure if you'll see her on the left side of your screen. She just steps in, and somehow that one finds its way past Friesen. Now we're back here at center for the draw. It's a ball for the Ravens as Bikic will bring it back in. As they're trying to get back into this one here, Poland with a couple of quick goals to start this quarter. Ravens haven't scored since opening the scoring. Stewart trying to change that, but that will bounce off the walls, and racing back is DePaiva. DePaiva for Poland. There's a penalty on the play. Illegal substitution. It's too many players on the turf for Poland. So an unlucky break as Cam DePaiva was rushing towards the net once again, but instead it'll be Sarah Britton sitting in the box for 2 minutes as Poland sent one runner out too many. And Ravens trying to get back into this one, have a chance on the power play for it. Santucci trying to get past Jaber, and that one almost got past Schmidt. It's back up high for Phillips. She'll get it over to Stewart. It's back for Walker. Walker across for Santucci, who shoots, stopped by Schmidt. She has been lights out so far since those first 5 minutes where she allowed a couple, but still has made some great saves as that one. Santucci over to Walker. Walker to Lesser. Somehow that one doesn't go in the net, and Walker once again fought off by Schmidt. I can't believe what I'm seeing here, folks. As we near the 1 minute mark of this power play, as Walker stopped again by Schmidt, and Stewart goes wide of the net. Panka across for Stewart. In front is Lesser. It's in her feet. She's trying to grab the ball. And it's picked up by Schmidt. She'll send that one down the field. Avery Belarchik in there. Is cut off, though, by Tiana Bikic, who will get to that ball and race back the end of the field. She'll pass that forward to Tegan Dunnett. 25 seconds left on the power play here for the Ravens, as they try and get back level here after leading 2-0 earlier in the first quarter. Stewart, that's a big block in front. It got through to Schmidt, but she will send that one down the field. Picked up by Vaughn in the Ridge Meadows end as Britton exits the box. Stewart going in front for Reagan McKenzie, but that one doesn't get past Schmidt. Rylan Hills fighting off the check of Megan Stewart. Hills gets that across to Britton. Britton gets that one over to Willishaw, but that's stopped by Friesen. And now Skylar McKenzie coming across. She'll get that back for Bianca Santucci. Gets away from the defense and scores. Bianca Santucci, what a move. I'll need to see this again, and so will all of you as we head to the replay. So Skylar McKenzie passes it there to Bianca Santucci. She fakes going one way, goes the other, and still gets that up and over the shoulder there and celebrates with her teammates. We're back level at 3, 9:01 to go here in this second quarter. First half of the championship game here at 2026 Grit. Belarchik gets it over to DePaiva. Mentioned earlier, DePaiva came into this game here with 40 points. 19 goals, 21 assists. She's not scored yet in this one, but she does have that 41st point by way of a secondary assist, as Belarchik there taken down DePaiva with the big check on Bikic, but she'll head back the other way. Bikic across, in front is Lesser, off the crossbar. They're sending so many shots onto the net there of Schmidt, but Schmidt, and as well as the net, says no, as Huber got tangled up there. She'll do a somersault, but it's back the other way. A great check back there by Vaughn. Vaughn will bring it across center. She'll try and set it across for Stewart, but it's cut off instead by Hills. Hills waiting for her teammates to catch up. Poland getting some forwards out there. Kaylee Job. Job waiting, 15 seconds left to shoot. Interference there against Poland, so it'll be a Ridge Meadows ball. Skylar McKenzie across to Stewart. Megan Stewart waiting before getting it up to Caitlin Walker. It's picked up on the far side. Panka, and picked up again. Reagan McKenzie trying to get through. Stopped though by Schmidt. Panka. Stewart rips one, and the lead heads back the way of Ridge Meadows. It is 4-3 here. Still lots of time left in the second quarter here. Panka will get that one over to Stewart, and she just rips that one into the back of the net to give her team the lead here once again. Poland started this quarter with lots of momentum, but the Ravens have come back to answer those questions as Depaiva now comes back the other way, stopped by Friesen. Picked up by Hills. It's back up high for Kaylee Job. Job will get it across for Belarchik. Belarchik goes up and over the net there, but Skylar McKenzie can't pick that ball up. It's Kaylee Job once again. Job over to Hills. Huber rips one, and Friesen will stop that. Bikic will pick it up in the corner. Bikic got the ball up there. And now Paige Bell rips it. Trying to rip it around Schmidt. Under 10 seconds left in this shot clock, fighting off the check of multiple Polish players, and that's shot from Panka, and a rebound from Phillips doesn't get past Schmidt. Both goalies have been incredible here. And it'll be a Poland ball here. Back the other way from Langstorm. It's over to Willishaw. Depaiva. Send that across. Belarchik is hounded for the ball in the corner, and that'll be picked up by the Ravens. That's bounced forward to Hess. Hess up and over to Stewart. Stewart trying to fight off the check. Santucci there on the side. She still can't get one past Schmidt. Even though she had a wide open chance there. Now back the other way is Huber over to Hills. Poland waiting here, 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's back for Depaiva. Cam Depaiva waiting, sends that on net. It goes up and over Friesen, and Bikic will pick it up off the ricochet from the boards. Bikic speeds down the turf. She'll pass that off to Skylar McKenzie. Stewart out there chased by Langstorm. In front, that's Walker. That will bounce up and stays in play. Panka in front, and she scores! Some pushing and shoving in front of the crease afterwards, and official heading through to get to the ball, and it's 5-3. Ravens back with the 2-goal lead here. 4:11 to go, and this time it'll be Nicole Panka getting on the board. And face off one back by Poland. Kaylee Job. Poland started this quarter off with a lot of momentum, gained the lead for a little bit, but since then, another 3 unanswered, but this time the way of Ridge Meadows. There's a big check there in the corner by Job. Ryland Hills back over to Willishaw. That's stopped, and reaching out for it is Friesen. She'll cover it for the whistle. Just at the edge of her crease. That's picked up there by Vaughn. Vaughn hounded by Belarchik, as there's a big check there on Belarchik. that will put the ball back the other way for Poland. Cam DePaiva. Under 3.5 to go now in this second quarter. Brooke Huber tries, and that goes well wide of the net. It's loose in front there. Friesen was reaching for it and was out of position, but no Polish bodies could get there as DePaiva is now racing in, runs into the Ridge Meadows defense. Same there with Hills. Hills is forced to the backboards. In the feet now, a delayed penalty. And it'll be a delay of game call, I believe, against Ryland Hills. So the dangerous scorer for Poland is in the box for 2 or less here. Ridge Ravens, after just getting the momentum back, they're the only team to score on the power play. That was back 5-10 into this game in the first quarter. And it'll be the most recent Ravens goal scorer, Nicole Panka, across for Santucci. Back to Panka as the Ravens look to get something. DePaiva going up high there on Stewart. Across Santucci, that's blocked by Jaber. It's knocked up but not away. Panka back with it in front for Walker. The net knocked off there by Schmidt, reaching to make the save. Panka back with it. Goes low for the shot. Santucci opts to head back to Panka. Over for Stewart, who bowls one towards the net. It's back Santucci, blocked by Jaber again. Rebound. Got that one. Lesser as well, stopped by Schmidt. Olivia Schmidt having a day in the office. Nicole Panka getting it across to Walker. Across in front for Lesser, and Schmidt robs her once again. And Poland will pick up the ball with 1 minute and 1 second to go on the player advantage to Ridge Meadows. The ball gets past Belarchik, and Ridge Meadows will pick it back up the other way, still on the player advantage. Done it. We'll send that up to Walker. Walker through to Stewart. Back to Walker. In front there is Paige Bell, but can't ring the back of the net there. Phillips back for Reagan McKenzie, and that shot from Caitlin Walker gives the Ravens a 6-3 lead on the power play as out comes Ryland Hills. It was not a matter of if, a matter of when for how many saves Olivia Schmidt was making and how many blocks the Polish defenders were making. But still, with 1:15 in this second quarter, Ridge Ravens continue their goal-scoring run of now 4 unanswered. They lead 6-3 as we near halftime. Ball fought for. Bikic trying to get it up, and Jaber gets her stick in there, and that'll be a delayed call. And another big check there from Hills. And it's a delayed call. The goaltender to the bench, and another big check from DePaiva. A lot of rough stuff here going against the Ravens as clock is running down, shot clock there. And we'll see if anything else happens. I think they're just calling Jaber for the slash, but there was a lot of rough stuff at the end of the Polish team. And back to the power play we go for the Ridge Ravens. They just scored to extend their lead 6-3. Ridge Meadows looking for their second power play goal. Both power play goals from Caitlin Walker. Santucci fakes the pass, fakes the shot, gets it to Phillips. Stewart tries to bowl one underhand, but that won't make it through to Paiva, but Phillips will pick up the rolling ball. Walker rather, tries to send that towards Lesser, and it'll be sent back out by Schmidt. Racing after it is DePaiva, but time will expire through 30 minutes. Ridge Ravens 6, Poland 3. When we return, it'll be a Ridge Meadows power play for another minute and 27 or less. We'll be right back here after halftime. You're watching the 2026 Grit Finals on BC Sports TV. Welcome back to the final of Grit 2026. I'm Kyantic here on the call for BC Sports TV. To my left is cameraman extraordinaire George Para. Ridge Meadows Ravens, I should say, leading this one 6-3, and they're on the power play and about to get another power play here as Elisa Wall will pass the ball over to Santucci. Extra attacker coming out there. It'll be Phillips. Under a minute to go now on the original power play they came into this quarter with. Panka across Santucci, rips one at Schmidt. And it'll go off of Schmidt though, so it still stays in play. As Schmidt made the save, that'll be poked out. It's back for Panka. Panka gets it across for Stewart, and that's stopped by Schmidt again. Shot clock will reset. Power play, original power play still going, so we might not get a 5-on-3 here, and that's off the mask of Schmidt. She's been almost unstoppable here. Walker in front, and what a goal! I cannot believe that just happened. Wow. And we'll get an extra look here on the replay. Multiple chances. Walker across, and it just goes in there. We'll wait for the net cam. And Schmidt just trying to reach over. It'll be Ashley Lesser from basically behind the net. Getting that one on the board. It's a power play goal for the Ridge Meadows Ravens. I still can't believe what we just saw, folks. And the net fixed back up. Yeah, it was still a power play goal as Jaber was in the box, but the delayed call, it would have been 5-on-3. And yes, I was explaining to the audience viewing at home or on the road, wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us here for the second half of this Grit 2026 final, explaining for the audience and as well, cameraman extraordinaire George Para. He's saying not very extraordinaire. Oh, it's fine. I think we're all trying to do the math on that one as Bikic is hounded for the ball. And it's through for Reagan McKenzie. Rylan Hill's trying to force a back over call, but it'll be Ashley Lesser who scored that goal from basically behind the goal line. It'll be back for Nicole Panka. Cross for Stewart. Down for Walker. Over to Lesser. Panka trying to get the ball where the pass was broken up there by Rylan Hills, who will get the ball back in her stick for Poland. I should mention the delayed penalty on that play was to Cam DePaiva, who's now sitting in the box. The original penalty that was just about 14 seconds from expiring there was originally from the first half. In the second quarter, it was from Ryan Jaber for slashing. And then Cam DePaiva for a cross check after that last goal. So still for another 30 seconds, the power play here for Ridge Meadows as Stewart will send that one on Schmidt, reset in the shot clock. Walker behind for Santucci, over for Phillips. Phillips waiting, finds Stewart, back for Phillips, who sends that one on Schmidt. Is turned aside again. Picked up by Santucci. Bianca Santucci across. Stewart sends one in front for Schmidt. Walker trying to dig for it, so is Phillips. Schmidt will hold on for the whistle there. Out of the box is Depaiva. Good news for Poland, as she leads the team and the tournament in scoring, over 40 points now. It's back up for Huber. Huber, checked by Bikic. Cam Depaiva over to Ryland Hills. That's stopped by Friesen. She still tries to juggle it into her stick. Has to be left behind, though, for Poland. In front is Belerchik, and she'll score. Belerchik makes it 7-4. With just over 11 minutes to go in this third quarter. Still a very close game. Both teams can score goals. And Belerchik and Poland have come back when they are down before, as Bikic got hit up high there. It'll be across from Dunnett to McKenzie. That's stopped by Schmidt. Reset for Panka. It's back up for Bell. Bell spinning away from the check of the other number 11, Ranjaber. Bell over for Santucci. Santucci trying to get away from Hills. Over to McKenzie, and trying to bounce that in is Bell, but Schmidt will be right on to that one. And now back the other way come Poland. Before that Polish goal, they hadn't scored since early in the second quarter. It's back for Depaiva. Over to Hills. Ryland Hills trying to fight off the check there of Bikic. Gets stopped there by Friesen. Ridge Meadows can't seem to pick it up onto their sticks. It's grabbed by Hess. And she'll get the ball out and up to Reagan McKenzie. Can't quite spin away from the check there of Britton. Opts to pass off to Debbie Phillips and over to Bianca Santucci. Santucci over to Kaylin Walker. Walker up to Megan Stewart, and that's a great stop. Once again, Olivia Schmidt shutting the door. Almost loses the ball, has to run back to her crease. Stewart onto it. Almost a costly turnover there. Just after Poland got back within 3. Stewart in front, that's stopped. What a great save once again from Schmidt. And Langstorm will get the ball up to Depaiva. She can't quite handle it. Was checked there by Garrett Atkins, and now Ryland Hills. Checked by Wall. Back up high, Depaiva. She faces one-on-one there with Vaughn. Gets past her, but can't get past Friesen. It's picked back up by Poland. Up high in the zone for Huber. That's through traffic to Depaiva, who scores. And it's 7-5 now. Poland picking up steam after halftime. Depaiva slow to get up, though, after scoring to bring her team within 2. See it here, Huber sees that Depaiva is through there, and then she runs inadvertently there to Dunnett. As Depaiva is heading down the tunnel here. So not a good sight for Poland, who are just gaining the momentum. An awkward tumble into the boards there, but back on her feet is Kaylee Job. We'll keep an eye on the Poland bench, as Poland keep an eye on getting within 1, but they'll have to get their speedometers out, because Tiana Bikic has the ball. She'll get it up to Tegan Dunnett. Dunnett over to Santucci. Santucci checked by Jaber. Up over to Debbie Phillips. And Megan Stewart in front for Olivia Schmidt, who shuts the door. The ball still loose in the Poland crease. She'll pick it up and send it through. It'll get up to Hills. Hills, chased there by Stewart. It's back for Huber, who's checked there. A great read from Atkins. Some rough and tumble action. Poland still have the ball, though. Belarchik get that one on Friesen, and it falls in the net. It's a one-goal game. What are we watching here, folks? 7:10 left in this third quarter, and Poland are within one. So we look on the replay on this. It'll be one Friesen wants back as she was trying to just box out her net. I think we don't have a behind the net cam on that end for the time being. But I believe it'll just roll off the back of her. And it's one goal. Poland with all the momentum now, 3 unanswered. As Langstorm, and it'll be a Poland ball. Kaylee Jobe across for Ryland Hills. Behind the net is Belarchik. She was in the crease, though, and it'll be a blue ball. And we're getting a quick break here because Friesen needs to fix something with her equipment. As the officials just sorting things out with both coaches here. Still haven't seen DePaiva, I believe. Friesen all back up in her gear. 6:46 to go now in this third quarter. 7-6. The lead for the Ridge Ravens. It was a crease violation that gave them the lead. That gave them the ball. And now racing through is Tiana Bickick. Over to Walker, who shoots that on Schmidt. It's behind the net. It's back, though, for Bickick. She'll get pushed around by a couple of Polish defenders, but is able to get the ball to Caitlin Walker. Walker sends that down low. That one's kicked away by Schmidt. It's loose in the corner. Caitlin Walker will come up with it for Ridge Meadows. Gets it back to Debbie Phillips in front. Back for Walker. She'll shoot and score! Ridge Ravens back in front by 2 once again. And we'll take a look at this one here. Some great work behind the net for Stewart. She'll get it back for Phillips. Phillips with a great read to send it across. Reaching for it is Walker. And that ball will find the back of the net behind Schmidt. Phillips there at the back and then finds Walker right in front, who tucks that home to make it 8-6. 2-goal lead restored, but Ryland Hills trying to change that. Hills runs into a high check there from the Ravens defender, and it's a delayed penalty here. Schmidt to the bench as Huber trying to kick at the ball. It's picked up again, though, by Jobe. Jobe through to Britton. Britton, that one's past Friesen. Shot there, and the shot clock will run out. It'll be a cross-checking call here against Debbie Phillips, who just had that amazing assist at the other end of the turf, but she'll head off for cross-checking. 5:27 to go here in this third quarter. And it's a timeout. Poland will use their timeout here with the power play early in this second half. It's about to say fourth quarter, but it will be a second half. They still seem to be without the services, though, of Cam DePaiva, who went down the tunnel a little bit ago. And DePaiva, of course, their leading scorer. She's back on the bench, though, putting her helmet back on. During that brief break there, I got a message about a wrestling update, George. If that's what you were concerned about, I stared at awe at my watch or my phone for a second, and I'm not going to spoil anything, though. Just in case anybody is a WWE fan, apologies. As we get ready for a Poland power play, they just used their second half timeout. So no more for them. Ravens still have theirs, and getting it back the other way is Stewart. Stewart is racing against DePaiva, who just came back from being down the tunnel for Poland. Stewart will hold on to this one. Kill off some time on the clock. Ridge Ravens are leading 8-6 over Poland, and trying to keep them at bay here. Walker able to get past DePaiva there and scores short-handed. Caitlin Walker puts them back up by 3. What a great move to get past the defense, both of Cam DePaiva and Erin Jobe. And Caitlin Walker, who else to put her team up back by 3. A great move there. It just finds the front of the net and gets that one past Schmidt. Probably one that she would like to have back, as Schmidt has made some key saves throughout the tournament, but especially here on this championship Sunday. 4:30 to go in this third quarter, about a minute to go in the Poland power play, so that'll be a shorthanded marker for Caitlin Walker. Kaylee Jobe up for Avery Belarchik. That's stopped by Friesen, loose in the crease. She'll be able to scoop it up, though. And Friesen will lob that down the field. Stewart trying to fight off the check of Erin Jobe for it. Stewart battling with Jobe in the corner, killing off precious time here on the PK. Shot clock about to run out, though, as Poland in a mad dash, trying to get back up the other way. 16 seconds to go in their player advantage. They're down by 3 with 3.5 to go in this third quarter. They've already used their timeout here. Kaylee Jobe gets that back over for DePaiva as Phillips gets out of the box. Jobe tried to head towards the net there, but lost control of the ball, as Skylar McKenzie will get that, and one-handed Bikic able to get that onto her stick, and she's racing in before she's cut off there almost by Britton. Finds Walker in front. Walker shot there, stopped by Schmidt. A great save once again, Olivia Schmidt, as that pass to Willishaw doesn't connect, and a great pass over to Santucci. Santucci racing in, stopped by Schmidt, rebound. Schmidt was out of position, but Walker can grab the bouncing ball as it's back for Reagan McKenzie. That will turn aside to the boards off the save from Schmidt. 2.5 minutes now left in this third quarter of the Grit 2026 final launched, I should say, down the field there by Ryan Jaber. A check there from Friesen, a necessary one, and she's riling up the crowd as the ball had bounced all the way back. What an effort there from both goaltenders here this afternoon, but Friesen on that play with some extra, I want to say showmanship, but doesn't really match. Showwomanship I feel like is too wordy, but some great moves there from Ella Friesen. And now coming back the other way are the Ravens. Stewart back for Phillips. Phillips stopped by Schmidt. Rebound for Stewart and stopped by Schmidt once again. 1:39 to go here in this third quarter. Lots of action on both sides of the turf here. Shaping up to be one of the games of the tournament. And of course it comes on the final day in the final game as Rylan Hills and a stop by Friesen. She's locked in at that side of the turf. And it's back through the middle. Tegan Dunnett tries to kick it to herself. She'll pick it off the boards and pass it to Nicole Panka, who races in, but gets away from the swinging stick there of Morgan Toms. And it bounces through. That one almost beat Schmidt, but Poland getting lucky on the bounce, but not on that one as Caitlin Walker sends that on Schmidt. Stopped by the Polish goaltender. 40 seconds to go. She'll pass to Toms. Can't find Jaber across. Santucci trying to race her out for the ball. As a big tangle just near the center line. 20 seconds to go here as Belarchik runs into Santucci. Megan Stewart trying to cut towards the net. Stewart over to Bianca Santucci with likely the last shot there unless Paige Bell can get something, but no. DePaiva will grab it through 45. It is 9-6 for the Ridge Meadows Ravens as Friesen celebrates with her teammates. When we return, it will be the fourth and potentially final quarter of Grit 2026. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back here for the fourth and potentially final quarter of this 2026 Grit Final. And George, 15 miles? 15 smiles, possibly, he reminds me. We haven't had overtime at all in this tournament. And Poland, they can score, and they can score quickly. And one of those players who can do that is Kamdepaiva, but she's taken off the ball. A great defensive effort there from Molly-Ann Makita. And Avery Belarchik trying to get one there on Ella Friesen, but it'll bounce back the other way. Kamdepaiva, time running out on the shot clock. Rylan Hill's in there. That's blocked away by the arm as Tiana Bikic knocked down there by Rylan Hills. That'll be a penalty, a delayed call here against Poland as they continue their heavy checking efforts. As it'll be stopped here. It's a tripping call against Rylan Hills, so maybe we spoke a little too soon there about overtime. The power play has been very good here today for Ridge Ravens, and they've had a number of opportunities. They also have a shorthanded goal scored by Caitlin Walker. Their last power play goal came early in this second half. It was a 7-3 goal by Ashley Lesser, a great one from behind the net. And that pass to Stewart doesn't quite connect. She'll head back to pick it off the boards. It's through Santucci, over to Stewart, back to Santucci. She tries to find a lane, and she does! Schmidt got a piece of it, but Santucci able to put just enough power on there to get it past the Poland netminder, and Ridge Ravens are here up to double digits now, extend their lead to 4. And the last time that they had a 4-goal lead, their last power play goal. At 1:13 into the second half, Ashley Lesser, that aforementioned goal, made it 7-3. Poland came back, scored another 3 to make it a 1-goal game, and since then, Ridge Meadows has 3 right back. A penalty here, though, against Ridge Meadows. That holding the stick call there. It was a cross-check call. I heard stick somewhere in the building, so I will blame whoever said that. And it's a cross-check call here against Debbie Phillips. So just after getting the 4-goal lead back on the power play, they're headed to a penalty kill of their own, and Poland looking to get within a few here. Poland have come back from behind. They had a dramatic 10-9 victory where Kamdepaiva, this was in group play against Goalie Factory. Rylan Hales now trying to get in close, and speaking of, Kamdepaiva makes it 10-7. It was Depaiva who scored twice in the final minute and changed to make it 10-9, where Poland were able to take a victory in a very physical game. It saw a number of penalties, similar to where we stand now. I believe this has less penalties than that game through 45 minutes, but still quite the matchup here. These two teams set off the top. They're both undefeated in this tournament so far. One of them will have to be defeated as Belarchik gets through. Okay, maybe we didn't speak too soon here. Avery Belarchik gets through the Ridge Ravens defense to make it 10-8, and Poland, after allowing a power play goal, Belarchik fired up with that one. After allowing a power play goal early in this quarter, have fired back with a power play and an even strength goal of their own. But now back the other way comes Nicole Panka. Panka flipping it to Stewart, or to Walker rather. Caitlin Walker. Walker across to Lesser. That shot goes wide. It's behind the net there of Schmidt. It's picked up by Rylan Hills. Hills heading the length of the turf. It's in front for DePaiva. She's run into by Dunnett, and it's grabbed instead by Bikic. Bikic knocked by a couple of Polish runners, but she's able to get that one out across the center line. It's over for Megan Stewart now. Stewart behind the net is Santucci. She finds Phillips. Phillips alone in front. Schmidt, what a great save. Rebound came straight, though, to Caitlin Walker. Walker finds Santucci across. Santucci getting out of the way of the defenders. Stick knocked out of her hands. That's picked up by Schmidt. Phillips trying to create a distraction in front of the net. It's brought back in, though, for Poland by Langstorm. As behind the play, there was a collision, and a collision as well in the crease as Friesen goes down. This could be bad news here for Ridge Meadows as their goaltender now gets back up to her feet. Ella Friesen went down hard in her crease. She'll stay in this one, though. Eleven 11-10. This game could very much so reach that score line, as now Vaughn races through. Haley Vaughn over to Panka to Skylar McKenzie, but Jaber, the pass to Hills doesn't connect, and it'll be grabbed first by Makita. Has to get away, though, from Belarchik. Panka back with it. We'll stretch that ball all the way to the other end. And it's too many players here for Poland. Just after they are able to get within a couple, they're headed back to the box here, so Ridge Meadows onto the power play. Off the top, they scored a power play goal just a minute and 20 seconds into this fourth quarter. Now they have a chance to get their 3-goal lead back. Panka across for Walker. She'll send that one in, and pushed off the ball there is Santucci, and due to the push, she'll regain possession. Panka across for Stewart, over to Caitlin Walker. Santucci back for Megan Stewart, over to Nicole Panka, who rips that. That's off the shoulder, though, of Schmidt. It'll stay possession blue. Santucci across. In front there is Walker. She's fought off by the majority there as Santucci goes down. Panka, big block there. I believe that block was from Jaber, as it's back for Santucci. Another block there, and it will be heading back the other way. 54 seconds to go now in the penalty to Poland, and DePaiva on the ball. There's only 3 defenders back for Ridge Meadows. DePaiva, Hills sent towards the net. And That'll be an interference call there. And so 30 seconds to go. The ball will be rolled over to Elisa Wall. Wall up and over to Walker. Or Stewart, rather. Stewart to Walker. And Bell with the shot, and that's stopped by Schmidt. She'll pick that one up. Stewart trying to get in a block. And that'll be a 4-second violation there. Schmidt spending too much time trying to get it out of the crease. Kudos to Megan Stewart, causing defensive havoc in front of the crease. Usually it's offensive, but off the power play now are Ridge Meadows. Panka trying that shot into the crest there. Right onto the Polska lettering is the ball. As Schmidt made that save, and then it's picked up and brought the other way by Vaughn. Walker out there. Pass to Mackenzie and across to Debbie Phillips. Phillips, 15 seconds to shoot. In front for Stewart. What a stop there from Schmidt. Able to slide over to her left. And back the other way come Poland. Still down by 2 with just under 8 minutes to go. DePaiva heading towards the net, trying to change that. Friesen with a great stop, and it's a loose ball push that changes possession back to Poland. Ridge Meadows trying to argue against that, but that won't be allowed by the ref. Huber drops the ball out of her stick. Makita trying to get the ball back, and she does! Molly and Makita racing down the pitch. Makita runs into the check there. She drops the ball out of her stick, but that's crucial as she's crunched by a couple of bodies in white and red, and Ryan Jaber just can't get that ball on her stick. It's back across center, and it's knocked away. All kinds of chaos throughout the middle here of the turf. There's a pileup of bodies in front there of the Poland bench. Big collision there. An awkward one as Balerchik got sandwiched, but she'll get right back up. And this could be danger for Ridge Meadows. They're down by 2. They're up by 2. Poland is down by 2, but they have 2 minutes to get a goal to put themselves back within 1, a spot where they've been before. It's been back and forth scoring here. Poland trying to make it 3 different runs of 3 unanswered goals. Stewart heading back the other way, runs into the defensive efforts of the Polish team, and Ridge Meadows players and bench up in arms. And it's back up high for Kaylee Job. Job through to Balerchik. That one was blocked in front. It will bounce into the corner. Hills, though. Shot clock running down. That one, luckily for Poland, hit Friesen as DePaiva can't make it on net there, but that reset the shot clock, so there's more time here for Poland. They were on their last second as Job waits. She'll send that one to Friesen, and she'll give that ball a nice hug. 46 seconds to go now in the penalty to Wall. Forced forward by Bell, but it's picked up by the other number 11, Jaber. She'll get it over to Balerchik. Balerchik, and that's knocked away. Bell has picked it up in her crease. final 30 seconds or so. The penalty clock just ahead of the shot clock as there's a battle. Mackenzie loses it behind her, and coming back the other way is Erin Job. She'll get it to Hills. 12 seconds to go in the power play for Poland before Elisa Wall returns. Kaylee Job will wait for even strength. Wall comes in. Huber lost the ball under the check of Bikic. That will run into Friesen's pad, and it's stopped. Mackenzie to Mackenzie. Regan to Skylar, and Skylar will pick that bouncing ball up off the turf. Caitlin Walker running around the Polish defenders. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Santucci looking for a lane. That will be stopped by Schmidt, and she'll hold on in the crease. Still a live ball. Clock still ticking down. 4:10 remaining, just under that now. My voice starting to go as we continue this final game of Grit 2026. Will this quarter be it, or will there be another one as Huber gets tied up there with Makita? It's back up though for DePaiva, and that's wide. It's left back for the Ravens. 3:43 now to go in this fourth quarter. Poland down by 2 still. 3.5 minutes. And that'll be passed up. Picked back up, though, by Caitlin Walker. Walker looking for an option away from the defense there of Langstorm. Langstorm over, trying to get it on net, but it's picked back up by Olivia Schmidt. Schmidt trying to intercept that was Walker, but it'll be Sarah Britton onto the ball. Getting it to Kaylee Job will send that in on Friesen, who makes the save. It's back around for Bikic. Tiana Bikic. Hooked a bit there by DePaiva, but she'll speed past her. She'll send the ball over to Ashley Lesser. Santucci nearing the 2:30 mark of this fourth quarter. The fourth of regulation at least, as Stewart is hounded in front, and she scores! A needed goal for Ridge Ravens, as none other than Megan Stewart gets on the board here. We'll look on the replay there, and she celebrates with her teammates. .227 to go now. What a game we've had today here to finish off this amazing tournament. I think it's a delayed penalty here against Bikic, so Poland will head back to the power play. Schmidt to the bench. DePaiva drops the ball. It'll be Hills onto it, so potentially there will have to be a penalty kill for the remainder of this one for the Ridge Ravens, if they hope not to allow another goal. And Belarchik, that one stopped, and an extra shove there from Huber levels Paige Bell. And Bikic will head off for slashing. .2 minutes. She'll be in the box. There's no timeout for Poland to use here. Just a reminder, they used it back in the third quarter. The Ravens still have their second half timeout, as there's 95 seconds to go. Kitchow would be the speed that they would need to get those 3 goals to tie it. And Stewart comes up with it for the Ravens. She's racing down the turf. She has Panka and Dunnett. Dunnett will reverse course back to the bench. It's over for Walker to Lesser. Nearing the final minute here of this fourth quarter. Walker grabs the ball. It's loose in the back of the Poland zone. Schmidt stomped it to the side of her net there. And we're into the final minute, folks. 11-8 the lead for the Ridge Meadows Ravens as they're looking to close out this Grit 2026 championship. Poland, they're without a timeout and without 3 needed goals to tie it. Belarchik looking for a way to get it to 2 for the margin. Across for Hills, and she'll score with 25.5 seconds to go. On the power play, Rylan Hills. So we take a look at this one. Will it be enough? Poland have scored before in very close games, very late. DePaiva with a couple of quick ones against Goalie Factory in that matchup. It's 11-9. There'll be a nervy 25.5 seconds to go. Ridge Meadows, as a reminder, still have their timeout. The ball's over to DePaiva. Cam DePaiva racing in, checked by Stewart. 10 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Ridge Meadows Ravens are Grit 2026 champions. And what a game for the final we have had here. As there will be a cluster of Ravens headed out onto the field. The turf was the stage. The Ravens set it well, scoring in the opening minute and 22 seconds. It was Megan Stewart, who else? Assisted by Caitlin Walker, who else? And Bianca Santucci, who else? And that will conclude Grit 2026 here. Ridge Ravens take it 11-9 in the final game. What a game we had here between these two teams. In the end, it will be the Ridge Ravens who will go undefeated in this tournament. Poland came close, a record of 4-1. And what a matchup here. It was a treat. They saved the best for last, and I still cannot believe what we saw here today. Now they'll do a bit of a presentation, but before we get to that, I'll sign off from all of us here at BC Sports TV, from myself, Kaya Antic, cameraman extraordinaire George Para, Coach Keith Gagne, who is with the Dingoes, and as well my broadcast partner that is not here today, Tino Farah. Thank you for teaching me everything I learned to know or learned here this weekend for women's box lacrosse and lacrosse in general. An amazing world, an amazing experience. Thank you from all of us out here in Port Coquitlam at the John Bailey Arena. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. The Ridge Ravens take Grit 2026 against Poland.